Hey, welcome back, guys. BMF's third installment delved into arguably the most unfortunate aspect of the dope game, betrayal. Meech and the crew were served lessons from the textbook of trust, even questioning each other as the pressure mounts. I'm here to break it all down in typical top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things BMF. Here we go. WTF moment number 10, alarm clock. Meech is confronted by Pat for running behind on drug payments. The drug lord creates a mental facade of fear and possible execution by pulling up with an all-plastic interior so as not to ruin his car due to bloodshed. Meech feels such tension, already guilty from the J-Mo slaying. Pat warns Meech to have his money in 6 days, or else. Then, he reveals to his driver that the pressure was meant to keep Meech and T from surpassing him in the drug game. WTF moment number 9, meet Pastor Swift. Snoop D-O-double-G finally makes his debut as the seemingly crooked Pastor Swift. The lead parishioner carries out prayer for Terry following his release from the hospital, and even offers his niece's services for any potential lawsuits against the facility for Terry's loss of sight. Finally, he gets a meal courtesy of Lucille, which leaves a sour taste in Pop Flannery's mouth. He didn't appreciate the pastor's presence and influence over his flock, something they'll surely flesh out in future episodes. WTF moment number 8, new chief rocker. Lamar meets with the remaining members of 12th Street to assuage their suspicions and work out a plan against the 50 Boys. The crew apprehensively adheres to Lamar's wishes, due in part to Slick's cosign, and vows loyalty only until Femel's return. Lamar's plan has come together nicely, all things considered, spelling nothing but more bad news for Meech and the gang. WTF moment number 7, Roach Coach proposition. Meech acts on his plan to enlist factory workers to his growing clientele by purchasing a permit for a food truck driver named Fonzo. In exchange for the permit, Fonzo agrees to help the brothers peddle product to the workers out of his food truck. The expansion not only helps the brothers pay Pat back, but also potentially expand their business in order to go into it for themselves. WTF moment number 6, peekaboo. Lamar pays Femel an unexpected hospital visit and encourages the fledgling drug lieutenant to take an extended vacation, permanently. In exchange for his life, Lamar propositions him to flee Detroit, resulting in the fearful patient pissing his pants, something that was as hilarious as it was tragic. Mar's goal in this maneuver was to eradicate the lingering hold on 12th Street's forces, leaving him as the sole proprietor of the revamped collective. WTF moment number 5, Meech Mortgage & Co. Lucille confronts Meech about smoking in front of the house. Then, her son confesses that he just paid the mortgage on a place he's no longer welcome at. Lucille chides her son for making the move against her and Charles's wishes and pleads with him not to say a word until she figures something out. More on this scenario later. WTF moment number 4, heads up. Detective Bryant pulls up on Meech and the 50 Boys and inquires about the whereabouts of J-Mo. Feigning ignorance, Meech suggests that the MIA status of his rival gang leader is an inside job. This leads Bryant to offer another gift to the crew, the Drano Task Force. He warns them of the new Drug Force Collective and tells them to watch their backs for good measure. WTF moment number 3. Number 4, I know you've heard this before. Never get high on your own supply, or whatever Biggie said. Meech arrives at Pat's with payment in full. Upon entering the back room, he notices that Pat and his crew are strung out on their own product, the former trying to hide evidence of such from his young gunner. Meech is appalled at the lackadaisical scene, but pays his boss all the same. The fallout from this event won't end well for Pat. If you're going to declare yourself a god, then all of your actions must translate as omnipotent to those beneath you. Engaging in drug use as a boss is the quickest way to lose such a coveted position, and Pat's folly here may have just cost him his ambitious upstart and even his life potentially. WTF moment number 2, Cato's betrayal. In one of the most unfortunate events of the series thus far, next to Terry's shooting of course, Cato is revealed to be nothing more than Lamar's mole on the inside of the 50 Boys' organization. He presses her for information at T's party in a nearby bathroom, to which she admits there's simmering tension between Meech and B. Mickey. Not fully satisfied with her brief acknowledgement, Lamar locks the door from the inside and gathers more information against the crew, unbeknownst to us. And WTF moment number 1, a clear picture. Meech pulls up on Mo unannounced, having failed in trying to reach her previously. She nervously answers the door, and Meech proceeds to warn her about Lamar's growing presence. However, it seems that the latter has gained the upper hand as Lamar approaches the door and threatens his young adversary. After a brief war of words, Meech pulls a strap, resulting in Mo threatening to call the cops if he didn't immediately vacate. The experience, though hurtful, was a necessary one for the young kingpin in training. It blessed him with a valuable lesson in the realm of trust and its stringent limitations. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. Cato's reveal as Lamar's mole explains her actions against the 50 boys thus far. She's been subtly sabotaging the crew to cause spite and dissension among the ranks, such as selling their product for less than their brand entails and spilling to Mickey that J-Mo shot T. It's all been a part of an elaborate plan to subvert the membership and enhance tensions. Because B. Mickey is always with Cato, I wonder if he'll be the one to expose her treacherous position. That is, if he's not blinded by the beauty. She may decide that letting him hit is in her best interest as the plot unfolds. Mickey and Meech are already at odds, and further manipulation on her part would be on brand for a woman in her position. I hate to say this, but B. Mickey might be out of here soon. Though a valued member of the organization, his missteps will eventually flow into oversteps, challenging Meech and T's authority perpetually. He already views himself on par with the leadership, as exposed to Cato back at the stash house. And now with the murder of J-Mo under his belt, his respect for Meech in tow will continue to dwindle all the way to the cliff of rebellion. I'm pulling for him, but we've seen this scenario play out way too many times before. And finally, Meech violated a cardinal manhood rule of thumb when offering to pay his father's mortgage. Charles has been presented to us as a traditional man, one rife with pride and do-for-self sensibilities. His son was earnestly trying to help, but such a gesture would forever undercut his father's own manhood, which is why a physical struggle followed the strong rebuke. Charles had to reestablish the natural order and hierarchy in his own household, even if it cost him his household, literally. And that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on love all, trust few? Be sure to drop them below in the comments. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are fans of BMF, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.